Venezuelan dictator Nicolás Maduro rallying his 8 million citizens to fight the United States, claiming it's essential to their sovereignty. This comes as President Trump deploys stealth fighter jets to the Caribbean and puts the Maduro regime on notice.
And when I see boats coming in, like loaded up the other day with all sorts of drugs, probably fentanyl mostly, but all sorts of drugs, and we're going to take them out. And if people want to have fun going on the high seas or the low seas, they're going to be in trouble.
Let's bring in former acting DEA administrator under Trump, Derek Maltz, along with PragerU political commentator and Venezuelan political refugee, Franklin Camargo. Franklin, I'm going to start with you because you know Venezuela very well. You know the population. Let's talk about this militia that he claims he has. What kind of militia is this, and how will they stand up to the U.S. Marines?
Yes, by using simple math, we know that there are not 8 million people willing to die for Nicolás Maduro in the narco-terrorist state. Before the refugee crisis, the Venezuelan population was around 30 million. 30 million Venezuelans in Venezuela. 15 years later, we know that around 25% of the population have escaped, have left the country. So in the last election in July 2024, the elections that Maduro stole, we know that he really got around 3 million votes. So are we saying that 3 million Venezuelans are willing to vote for him? Only 3 million, but 8 million Venezuelans are willing to die for him and for a narco-terrorist regime? So by looking at the numbers, we know this is not real. Maduro is desperate, and he's desperate because he knows he's facing the most powerful country in the world.
Venezuela is making global headlines once again. Nicolás Maduro is claiming he has rallied 8 million citizens to stand against the United States. But is this really about sovereignty, or is it desperation?
Yeah, I think his militia is also very hungry these days. And even if you included those numbers, there's a lot of old people in there. They're the ones who couldn't leave the country as easily as some of the younger people. So this militia is a joke. And by the way, social media is having a lot of fun in Venezuela with the pictures of the militia.
Yes.
So let's move to Derek, because Derek, I'm seeing 10 F-35 fighter jets that have gone into Puerto Rico to assist the fleet of destroyers that are out there. We know there's 4,000 Marines. Tell me if I'm wrong as I assess this. This isn't just, we don't need this force just to stop the drugs and the ghost ships of oil going out. Clearly, that's stopping because of that presence, and they're not able to fund the regime the way they used to because of that. But it's also putting pressure on Maduro. But I think it may be a message to his inner circle as well, because doesn't that presence of the United States make it easier for someone in his inner circle to take the $50 million reward and turn him in when American forces are right there ready to help receive him?
Maduro's claim of an 8 million-strong militia is raising eyebrows. Political commentators say the numbers just don't add up.
Rachel, you're right, spot on. I mean, this president, the vice president, the secretary, Hegseth, Secretary of War, I might add, have made it really clear they will use every tool on the table to keep the deadly drugs out of America, right? The top priority is to keep all Americans safe and secure. They're going to establish law and order, right? 20 years now, at least, Venezuela has been a command and control hub for global drug trafficking, not just in the United States. The leaders in the government of Venezuela have formed this deadly alliance, this dangerous alliance with the terrorists. So, of course, President Trump is brilliant in how he's putting the pressure on the entire regime. They're going to roll. He's going to be out of action soon, one way or another. So the U.S. government, Rachel, is building an army of good to defeat the evil. As you know, because you've been covering this with me for a long time, the kids are dying at record levels. The consequences must be severe. We've never had a terrorist killing this amount of Americans in the history of the United States. So enough is enough. And thank you to this administration. We're finally seeing some progress.
Meanwhile, social media in Venezuela isn't taking this militia seriously. Many are mocking the idea online, showing just how weak Maduro's grip has become. But while Maduro is trying to project strength, the U.S. is making its own move, deploying stealth fighter jets and destroyers to the Caribbean. This isn't just about drugs. It's a clear message to Maduro's inner circle.
Yeah, sending a message to the entire hemisphere. Chinese out, narco dictators out. There's a new sheriff in town. This will be the president's greatest foreign policy legacy, if he is able to do this. And I don't think there's any doubt something's about to happen. All right, Derek Maltz, Franklin Camargo, great insight. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As experts point out, Venezuela has become a hub for global drug trafficking and terrorist alliances. For the Trump administration, this is more than politics. It's about law, order, and security. Whether Maduro's regime survives or not, one thing is clear: the U.S. is tightening the noose. And according to commentators, something big is about to happen.